Hello there, this is the start of a mini-series that I said I was going to record when I came on board and I haven't got around to yet. So this is video one. This is going to be specifically aimed at people who are either interested in working within the cruise industry or are just nosy about those that work within the cruise industry. So it's going to be specifically stuff about working on board cruise ships and cruise life in general. So I'm going to start positive and start with the top 5 and my 5 favourite things about working on cruise ships. Not in any particular order, but starting number 5, it's going to be no tax. It's very useful. The reason I came back to sea was to save some money, pay my dad back some money because I owe a small fortune, and things like that. Yeah. So the fact that working in international waters, unless your home port is your country of origin, so if you are from the States and you're going out of a US port, then you can become tax liable. But if you're working overseas or in international waters, then you don't have to pay any tax, which is very useful. And considering our tax rate in the UK is 20%, that instantly puts me on a 20% higher wage than an equivalent wage in the UK, which is perfect. Number 4, I'm going to go ahead and say travel. Now, I say this kind of, it's a two-edged sword, I guess you would say. Yes, you get to travel lots, but you do work long hours. So there's only going to be limited time you have in each port. I don't want to tell people, I don't want you to think that you're on a vacation when you're working. You're not. You're working 10 hours a day. So yes, you do get to travel. You get to see a lot. Generally, you only see the port, and generally once you've seen a few ports, you've seen them all. But you still see some pretty spectacular places. Some of the sunsets, some of the night skies, and just the feeling of travelling and being free and wandering around the world, being a bit of a globetrotter, is pretty cool. So yeah, the travel is well up there, and is pretty amazing. Number 3, this goes to anyone there who hates tidying their room. You have a cabin steward when you are crew on a cruise ship, which means you have someone specifically who comes in and cleans your room every day. Every single day. They come in and clean for you. Now you have to tidy still. They will not tidy your room for you. Well, they will if you pay them extra, actually, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, as long as you keep your room tidy, they will come in and clean it. They will clean the floors, clean the bathroom, give you fresh towels. They'll make your bed, they'll do your linens. They'll even take away your laundry and stuff for you if it's uniform. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Having a cabin steward who comes in and does all that for you, pretty amazing. Take it for granted when you get home. So yeah, having a cabin steward, well up there, number 3. Number 2 is going to be the crew bar. Yeah. Something like a Corona will cost you like $1, maybe $1.50. Anyone watching in the UK, that's like £1, less than £1 in some cases. A double spirit and mixer, it's just a couple of dollars. You can buy a whole round at the bar and it comes to less than $10. Yeah, the crew bar's cheap. It's really cheap. Because it's so cheap, there's always people there. It's usually a decent atmosphere. Great for socialising. Even if you're not drinking, I've been up there and just drunk soda, though usually I'll have a drink when I'm up there. But yeah, crew bar and alcohol on board is really cheap. Now, to be warned, you only get the huge discount when you're in the crew bar. So if you're going onto a ship as crew and all of a sudden you start drinking in the public bars, you still get a discount. You still get a hefty discount, but yeah, it's not as much, and you can end up spending quite a lot of money very quickly because you're drinking in guest areas. So if you're visiting someone who is crew on a cruise ship, and they're kind enough to let you use their account, just be aware that if you're buying drinks in guest areas, which if you're visiting the cruise ship you probably will be, it's not as cheap as you might think. So don't go crazy, because they won't be very happy at you. And number 1, top of the list, is going to be meeting people. I love meeting people, I love talking to people, and that's the main reason I do this job, is so that I can meet people. And a cruise ship is a great place to do that. You meet people from all around the world. At any one time, there's kind of 60 60 to 65 different nationalities on board, and cruise ships are a great example of how so many people from different creeds, different backgrounds can get along fine side by side. There doesn't have to be arguing and conflict. We all live in very close quarters, and in the most part we all get on fine. Yeah, every now and again a couple of people will have an argument, but there's no deep running rifts between the crew. Everyone is on the same boat. But yeah, so that's my top 5, my 5 favourite things about working on cruise ships. There are other things that are pretty cool as well. Night skies, I briefly mentioned. The night skies on cruise ships are amazing. You get no light pollution, so that definitely deserves a special mention. Beaches, free food, you know, there's other things that are well up there as good perks on cruise ships, but that's my top 5. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I will do another top 5 in the next few days and hopefully get it up next time I have internet. There'll probably be a few days between each of these because of my internet connection, but so that's my top 5 things. The next one will probably be my worst 5 things about working on cruise ships to balance it out. If you enjoyed it, like and share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you all again soon.